Alright, so I am officially done with my of HelloFresh, and I have a couple notes and a couple different categories that I am looking at when I review one of these food services. So first, I looked at how it's packaged. So when I first got the package, I was pretty impressed. It wasn't like an enormous box, but it was pretty big. It was insulated very well, and the food was still cold and fresh. None of it was frozen. It was all fresh ingredients, and it comes with just these really big ice packs. And then I made meals. So the first meal I made were those Southwestern steak tacos, and they were really, really, really good. I will get to the nutrition content at the end with all of that, but so far, really, really impressed. First meal was pretty easy. Second meal I made were the stuffed peppers. I don't know how to speak Spanish, so I'm not even going to try to butcher the name of the stuffed peppers. And they were also good. They were a little spicy. I personally like spicy foods, so I didn't take any of the seeds out of any of the peppers. And that was probably a mistake on my part. And then I used all of the Southwest seasoning and all of the Chipotle seasoning because, again, I like spicy foods, but it was just a little too spicy for me. That would be my only critique about that one meal. And then I had the pork chops, which were the cherry glazed pork chops, and they were phenomenal. This was by far my favorite meal that I ate from HelloFresh. I don't know if it was the seasonings that they gave me, or if I was just a better cook that day, or what, but they were absolutely phenomenal. 2 thumbs up to that pork chop recipe, and I will definitely be using that again in the future. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty a little bit. So I've already talked about how it's packaged. It's not frozen. It comes with big ice packs. And the ingredients are all fresh. As far as the source of the ingredients, the website from HelloFresh says they come from independent producers. Now, I'm not really sure what that means, if they're organic, if they're not, if they're GMOs, if they're not. So if you are a person who really cares about those aspects, this may not be the food service for you. But I was honestly impressed with the freshness of all the produce. Like, I can never pick out an avocado as good as the one I got in my package. When it comes down to cost, the price per serving is actually pretty reasonable. It's $9.99 per serving, which ends up being $59.94 per week, that you get 3 meals per week for 2 people. There are also other options to do 4 servings and do more of a family style thing. $8.74 per meal, $69.92 per week for 2 meals. As far as the subscription type, this is a weekly subscription, and you can pause and cancel it at any time. And like I said, you have the choice to do either like the classic, which is what I did, which is for meat eaters, or you can do the vegetarian option or the family style option. With the classic, the vegetarian, and the family options, they also give you your food preferences. So like, say I'm a classic person and I don't like fish. I would just not click fish when I'm selecting what different kinds of proteins I like, and they wouldn't offer me any meals that have fish in them. The app and the website are really, really easy to use, like very user-friendly. No complaints there at all. As far as the ease of use of the whole recipe thing, it's very clear. The instructions are written out very well. They're all pre-measured ingredients, so you pretty much just have to chop them and go. And there's really not any waste. I think there was like one meal that I had some like food waste from, but other than that, there really wasn't any, which is honestly a plus compared to grocery shopping, because I feel like I always have like random like leftover cilantro or parsley, and I'm just like, what am I going to do with this huge bunch of parsley? The prep time on the cards that I got said like usually like around 30 minutes, and I would say it took me anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes to put together all these recipes, so that was actually pretty accurate. As far as longevity of the meals, I received my HelloFresh box on Saturday, and I cooked my last meal on Wednesday, and it was fine. All the produce was still really good, everything was like I had just opened it, so that was excellent. So let's talk a little bit about nutrition value. But in general, I will say that HelloFresh, while it is healthy, is not the healthiest option you can have. Now, that's a pretty broad statement, and let me just qualify. You will always eat a healthier meal when you buy your own groceries and you cook it yourself. When you figure out a recipe and you do it yourself, you will always have a healthier meal. HelloFresh's options this particular week were a little high in carb. So if you have any sort of weight loss goal, these were not the best meals for you, to be honest. They were high in calorie, they were high in carb, but I will say they were also high in protein. So that was excellent. All the meals had, I think, above like 28 grams of protein in, which is really, really good. All of mine had 40 or more. So as far as a convenience meal, though, this is good. This is a good service. So it's way better than going down the street and getting Chipotle or anything like that. But you're going to have a side. So you're going to have fruit, because there's little to no fruit in any of these recipes. So just something to think about. I would not recommend it for any of my clients who are trying to lose weight. But if you do want to try out HelloFresh, I do have a promo code, and I'm going to list it right here. And that will get you $40 off on your first box of HelloFresh. So go ahead and type that in if you want to try out HelloFresh. Like I said, the recipes were really tasty. I had an overall great experience with it. The website's super easy to use. It's just something to consider when you're thinking about nutrition, is the actual calories and the macronutrient breakdown. But again, overall good experience, definitely great for convenience sake, and thumbs up to HelloFresh. Your meals were awesome. And I will see you guys next week. Next week I will be reviewing Plated, so make sure you guys hit subscribe right here and watch one of my previous videos right here. See you guys next week.